I feel like if you have to think about it, maybe you should let it go. It shouldn't be a thought. You know what I'm saying? If it's a constant thought in your head, like, should I let go? Maybe it's time to let go.
Welcome to Don't Skip the Vibe podcast with yours truly, Mr. Live in the Kitchen himself, DJ Skip. The Don't Skip the Vibe podcast will be bringing you a healthy dose of conversations pertaining to relationship, dropping some mental gems with intersections on music, business, and motivation with your main man, Dante, DJ Skip Davis. Yeah, that's right. We bringing all the vibes in here on Don't Skip the Vibe podcast. Might even have some special guests in here for you. You never know who may drop in. So make yourself at home, but don't forget, we do not skip the vibes in here. Let's go.
I remember this time where I was dealing with a person and everything started off very greatly. Everything was pretty honest, pretty open, and things just feel surreal at some point. When you meet somebody and you think, you know, they're the one, but things change,
Right.
of course.
Right.
There's patterns, there's red flags,
Definitely got to pay attention to those red flags.
right? That a lot of people tend to ignore, like myself and other people.
Okay.
But you just try to ignore them to see the good in people.
True.
Pretty much, basically. So, that's when I had to pretty much kind of learn how to like let go. What brought me here, I guess, sort of say, I would probably say, repeated patterns, cycles. At some point, you get to a point where you're kind of like, okay, do I want to continue to put myself in these situations, or do I want to change, what I have going on to, for the better, especially when you have children or, even friends or people like that look up to you. You just don't want to deal with the same repeated patterns, the repeated cycles.
So do you feel like that the repeated patterns, does it stem anything from your childhood or anything like that? Or is it just strictly from adulthood or what?
I feel like it probably would stem from my childhood, probably.
Okay, so what was it in your childhood that you feel like was the start of this foundation?
I would probably say like absent parenting.
Okay. Yeah, that's major. That's
Yeah.
major for sure.
Definitely absent parenting, because like you're seeking this void that you're looking for and that you want, but you just can't seem to quite get it because you keep reverting back to then.
So the void that you try to fill, is when you got in your relationships, or are those voids that you try to replace that childhood trauma from?
I want to say that because of the type of person that I am. I'm very genuine, so like I don't think that it's reverted from my past. It's just based on how I feel. Like what I feel is what I give.
Okay.
And maybe it does stem from, childhood trauma or absent parenting. Maybe it does stem from that. Maybe it's something that's missing.
Okay.
You know.
So let us know like what this all started in that relationship that you had, or whatever situationship that you had that you felt like it was hard to let go of. Like how did it hold on to you for that long?
Because I believe in nobody being perfect. You want to see the good in people.
Right.
And you want to say, hey, I know they'll change. You're hoping, you're wishing that they'll change, but then it's like they may change for that little bitty second, and then it's back to where they were in the beginning.
Okay.
So it's like, you you kind of pay attention to that and you kind of see the same patterns and you're like, okay, I see nothing is changing. What is it's something that it has something to do with me at this point if I'm continuing to allow it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like really deep though if you think about it, because I feel like a lot of people really don't know how to let go. I really feel like that. I feel like it took me a while to let go of certain situations and things because, you know, you really want it to work and you try to look at the good, you know, side of them versus the bad, you know.
True.
And I feel like a lot of things are categorized or labeled like, okay, if she stick around, she a real one. Or if she, you know, she's loyal, blah, blah, blah. It shouldn't have to take all of that for a person to be like, okay, she loyal. Like, no, I'm loyal to you 100%. But it's like, okay, if I continue to accept your behavior, what does that make me? Weak. I'm not, there's nothing weak about me. So it's like, you know, what do you do? Of course, prayer,
True.
praying, meditating, you know, even writing stuff down, pros and cons, like, okay, what is the pros? What is the cons? But at the same time, at the end of the day, I feel like if something is meditating on your mind so much, like, that's your answer right there. Like, if I have to literally think to myself, like, do I want to make this work with this person? Like, I really, 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 I want to be with them. But why am I questioning myself about that? If that's my person, that's my person. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be that hard for me to figure that out.
That's deep.
You know what I'm saying?
That's major.
So
I honestly never thought of it like that. But man, you hit the nail on the head with that one.
yeah, it's like it's just like, you know.
Yeah, because it's something there that makes you second guess this situation rather than be, you know, I don't know, because honestly I feel like if a person is like their ratio is like, I don't know, 8 out of 10 good versus bad, you tend to, a lot of times you can look over those too. But if it's like leaning towards the other way, that you definitely, that's gonna make you second guess even more.
I just feel like we just like block out the truth. What you really should do. Like, we just always go with the first thought when we don't really like just sit back and think and like kind of section things off and like, you know, be realistic about the situation. So yeah.
So in that relationship or situation, can we get a scenario of something that you felt like should have been the end of the road for this person, or that situation, or that should have, if you look back at it now and say that should have been the end of it right there?
Me being soft.
Okay.
Like, if I have to be aggressive, if I have to be angry, if I'm always worried or feel like I'm walking on eggshells, just anything in pertaining to that, I feel like that's when I know, like, okay, it's time for me to do something different. You know, if I can wake up every day and just like be at peace, be happy about waking up because I know the person that I'm talking to, like, the day is gonna be smooth. It's gonna be good. Like, it's nothing is toxic about it. I'm a very logical thinker, so it's like, if I can't be my soft self with you, and I feel like I have to be aggressive and I have to be angry and I have to yell and I have to do all of that, I just feel like that's not it for me. Because you should always be your soft self. You should always feel at peace or want to be at peace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. Very true.
So if you're not at peace and you're not, like, you don't feel comfortable or calm, like, something wrong.
So is it a point in any relationship or situation where you felt like you were too forgiving?
Absolutely. In plenty of scenarios and situations. Like, everybody has been taken advantage of. Everybody has went through things. Like, it's life. That's what it is. Like, I've experienced that over the past years of my life, but like, now will I accept that? No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Because of self-worth, because of, you know, lessons being learned, situations.
So during the process of you letting go, what are some things that helped you get through letting go of your situation or relationship? Is your letting go like a light switch? Like,
It's literally like a light switch. I kid you not. It's literally like a light switch. Like, you know how like you got this friend and they dealing with this person, they keep dealing with them, and they like, I just love them and I just can't let them go. And you know, it's like, what advice could you give them? You really can't give them no advice because they're gonna have to learn a lesson on their own.
very true.
You know, it's just a light switch. It's just to me, it's a light switch for me. Like, girl, what you doing? Get up. This is not that. No.
So for the ladies that don't have that light switch and maybe battling with, going, trying to let go, and it's easier said than done. Like, what advice can you give them to say, oh, hey, do this, do that? Like, what do you recommend that they do?
Run to Jesus. Run to Jesus. Go find a hobby. Work. Money make you happy, baby. Keep it going. Like, if you are so focused on another person, that means what is your plan? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with being focused on somebody that's for you, but somebody that's not and keep putting you through the same cycle. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? You know, I mean, it's sometimes you have to give hard criticism. I have to accept hard criticism. Hard criticism is the best, even from my friends. Like, I never want my friends to sugarcoat anything with me, like tell me, but also know who I am as a person and how I'll accept that too at the same time. But it's like, you have to literally do what makes you happy. For one, put God first, pray about it, because he is not going to lead you in the wrong direction at all. Secondly, be logical. Put yourself in great places and spaces. Do things that bring the best out of you, that make you happy, and everything else will just fall in line.
True. I mean, my advice to that, I had a cousin come to me one time and ask me about, something she was going through with a guy. She just needed another man's perspective. And I told her, I said, if something or somebody is really for you, it's not going to continue to cause you hurt. I mean, that should be the last thing that they want, because if they really and truly love you, they'll change for you, for one. For two, they don't want to see you in any kind of pain, because that'll hurt them just as much. When you get that spanking by that parent that says, oh, it's going to hurt me more than it hurts you, or they feel bad about doing that, your partner should feel the same way about taking care of you, your feelings, valuing your feelings, value you as much as you value yourself. So if your partner's not doing that, you definitely may need to start second guessing your atmosphere, or if you don't feel valued by this person. And on top of that, if you hadn't if you've had this conversation with this person numerous times and haven't changed, that's a huge red flag you cannot ignore, because you're going to be waiting for a long time for this person to finally turn that leaf over, when you could be working on yourself in that process.
I agree. That's major. What you said about the last part, that's 100% major. For sure. I agree. If I could give any other girls advice right now, it would be to be strong. You got this. You are smart. You are beautiful. Never let anyone tell you different. And if a man has to tell you he don't want you 2 times or the first time, leave him alone. Just leave him alone, baby. Because it's plenty out there for you. But more than anything, you have yourself. Know yourself. Know your worth. Know who you are. You are intelligent, smart, beautiful. Just be you.